Aloha, happy new year, beautiful people, beautiful souls. Oh, beautiful humans. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the first episode of A Better World with Adrienne of 2024. I am actually recording this on New Year's Day because I feel like it, because I'm excited about it. And it's just a really beautiful thing when you're in your flow of just your life and your creation and what you love to do. And it just is something you want to do on a holiday, you know? And I really want to share that no matter what you're feeling at the beginning of 2024, you're right on time. You're right where you're meant to be, and every single moment is a web that's weaving together the journey, the story of your life. And so no matter what you did yesterday, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, it's always a new beginning. And there can also be a lot of pressure around New Year's historically. And so I really just am an interruption to that. Like, I'm so deeply excited about the new year. I also resonate way more with the astrology of the new moon in Capricorn. And yeah, so just full invitation to honor your journey, full invitation to love yourself right where you are, full invitation to drop any pressure you may have around the new year, around 2024, and really just sink into the nourishment of this episode. So whether you're new to my world or you've been here forever, this is a place that can and will change your life. This is a straight up transmission. So I invite you to arrive here as a place to learn, heal, level up, and grow, and really dive into today's topic. So I feel really called to, I've just been getting this major download about the era we're entering. The era we're entering in creating a world we're proud of, in building a better world, in birthing new earth. And I've been doing a lot of solo hikes lately. It's like my moving meditation. And I've been going to Haleakala, which is the dormant volcano and the crater here on Maui. And it's one of the most quietest places in the whole world, on the whole globe. And I've been going there and I've just been getting just like blasted with downloads from spirit, from the stars. And I just kept hearing, it's our Renaissance revolution. It's our Renaissance revolution. And so that's today's episode. I'm going to speak into our Renaissance revolution, and two specific parts I see for it is our old soul values and redefining success. So I'm deeply, deeply excited to share this transmission with you today. So before we begin, let us call upon the altar. I have white roses. I've been getting white roses for new beginnings, for purity, for devotion, for priestess, for all of the cards in the tarot that have this just white lily energy of possibility. And we call upon the altar because the altar is saying thank you to spirit in advance. Thank you for the transmission that's about to occur. So not only do we create an altar with intention, we call upon it and we speak into it and we say, thank you in advance. Thank you in advance. And just imagine, so no matter how you're feeling about a new calendar year, it is a new beginning in, the human, I guess, matrix that we have created, right? Imagine what your life would be like if you just did that for a whole year. If you said thank you in advance and you just lived your life from a seat of gratitude and reverence and offering what's possible. Thank you in advance and then expecting miracles. Why? Because you're the miracle. So thank you to the white roses. Thank you to spirit. I have citrine crystal on the altar today for abundance, blessings, prosperity. And I have just some really old school things that matter to me. A picture of me when I was a little girl with my Nana, who's one of my major guides. I have crystals from my good friend Jack. Shout out to Jacqueline Holmes. Just reminding me, coming home to the truth of me, the truth of intuition, of knowing. I have a little mermaid figurine that I had in my old apartment years before I ever even had an inkling that I would visit Maui, let alone move here. And this really represents the dream of the inner child, the knowing of the inner child, the playful delight we get to have. And I have a white unscented candle burning, blessing our space, purifying our space with new beginnings, and calling in all of our healed ancestors and guides. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now we will take our 3 deep breaths to connect our energies. So shake out your body, no matter where you are, whether you're walking, listening to this, whether you're sitting with a cup of tea, whether you are driving, join us in our 3 deep breaths to connect our mind, body, and spirit. Inhale through the nose. Feel a ball of white light surround your whole body, blessing you, preparing you, loving you. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through your nose. This time, opening your third eye in purple brilliance. Igniting your cognition, your mind, and your intuition. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through your nose. This time, feeling a ball of yellow light in your gut. Remembering your power. Keep holding your breath. Remember and feel your power. And the light of the sun covers your gut and your whole entire body, knowing that you have the power to change your life, change your reality in any single moment. And this is what will change the world. Exhale out the mouth. Gently blink open your eyes. Come back to this time, this day, this space, this location, this podcast, and let's make magic. Let's make magic. Okay, our Renaissance Revolution. All right, so this is where we are in the current moment in New Earth, in unlocking a better world, is really this Renaissance Revolution. And it's 3 words. If you know anything about me, you know that words are codes. Words are, they manifest, and the way we use them is so important. And it's 3 words to start this transmission. Our. And so it's our Renaissance Revolution. It's not my Renaissance Revolution. It's not your Renaissance Revolution. It's not, this person over there's Renaissance Revolution. It's our Renaissance Revolution. And so what that means, especially we're moving towards the age of Aquarius. Like Pluto is entering Aquarius in January, on January 20th. So 19 days from the time of this recording. And we are really entering into the age of Aquarius, okay? It's all about the people. It's about connection. It's about community. It's our Renaissance Revolution. We're in it together. This is a movement together, okay? And so what I know to be true is the power of community. What I know to be true is the power of connection. What I know to be true is it's our new earth that we're making together. It's a whole cohort of souls that came back, and this time specifically with divine assignments. And so, the path of the lonely healer or the lonely mystic or any of those things is really a program designed to dilute your power. designed to isolate you so your power is diluted. Because what happens when we come together? We expand one another's power. We expand one another's magic. We expand one another's skill sets, abilities, like belief. There's so much, there's a lot that can knock us off course right now that's happening in the world. Okay. And these are not limiting beliefs. These are realities on earth. Okay. And so our Renaissance revolution, we're not doing it alone. We're doing it together. And that's very deeply important. And so this whole entire episode is a download on what's happening right now, how to think about it, how to move through it, and just ignite your faith, hope, and vision, and just really educate. Like, I am a teacher. I am a teacher. My North Node is in Capricorn in the 9th house of spiritual teaching. I came here, my destiny timeline is being a global spiritual teacher for New Earth. Okay. In Capricorn, I'm meant to lead. I'm meant to do it in the earthly realm. And this is no quick hit. Capricorn is legacy, success over time, sustainability. So that's when I'm really painting a picture for where we are right now. So our Renaissance revolution has arrived, and it's ours. Second word, Renaissance. A Renaissance is when things get revived from the past. And so the last Renaissance was very connected to art. It was in the Middle Ages. It was when all these, like, painting and music and expression and all these different art forms came back. Okay. And that's really what I view us doing now, is this is our Renaissance of being artists of life and being masters in our craft, like something that's really been lost with all of this quick hit programming, with the patriarchy, with the Matrix, with Amazon Prime. Was like, oh, I want something, I order it, and then I just get it the same day just because I want it. I didn't have to do anything for it, besides throw $20 at it. And that is not what the Renaissance is. Our Renaissance revolution is the Renaissance of coming home and reviving you as an artist of life and becoming a master in your craft and re-tapping into the arts, re-tapping into these creative portals and expression, and, becoming an expert and achieving excellence in your specific craft. Okay. And that could be anything from cooking. So one of my good friends here on Maui, she's literally a chef. Like, that's her job. And it's so funny because I'm definitely not a chef, but that's like her art form. Like, she'll show me photos of her stuff. Like, she showed me these photos of cupcakes she made, and I was like, yo, that looks like art. That's art. And so it's like really making art of your life. This is the Renaissance. And then these creative expressions, it's like, okay, when we think about manifesting a better world, when we think about making art with spirit, like, God is the painter, I am the paintbrush. Okay. And it's my job to have all the colors available in pristine high quality. Okay. So I'm not stunted. Here's something that a lot of people miss in terms of creativity, is like, technique determines artistry. So, like, when in my time as a musician, and I still am a musician, even though I'm not doing it professionally currently right now. I mean, I still teach mindful music professionally, but I'm not like gigging professionally, right? If I can't play my scales, there's no way I'm going to be playing a piece well. If I can't play all the different notes in all the different ways, there's no way that, like, I'm going to be limited. There's like certain colors that I can only paint with. And I don't know about you, but New Earth has no limit to the amount of colors that we get to paint with. So I don't believe this Renaissance is like, oh, you need to become an expert at everything. No, I actually think that's a big problem. I think that the whole jack of trades, master of none is a big problem and block for New Earth and for the Renaissance, because people aren't good at things. And I say that with love and joy and a little bit of jest, but also massive truth. It's like being worthy of something doesn't mean you're good at it. And getting good at something and being competent in it is where confidence comes from. And it's why I've never had imposter syndrome, because I've always had my competency. Okay. Okay, if I take this podcast, for example, like I've been a teacher and a high performance coach for 15 plus years. I've been sharing my ideas and my modalities and all of this for 15 plus years. Okay. And then this podcast is only a year and a half old. It's a little baby. However, I have competency in speaking. I have competency in sharing ideas with precision. I have competency as a teacher, as a coach, as a healer, as a guide. These are all my competencies. So yes, the podcast was new. However, like that was just a new medium that I was sharing my competency. Okay. And so with the Renaissance, it's bringing back this idea that we are all artists of life. And, I mean, I think I'm going to start painting just for fun, and I'm going to see what happened. I used to paint as a little girl, and it's a way to move emotions. It's a way to just be in touch with your creativity. But then I also really believe and know that the Renaissance is like each of us becoming true masters of our craft and sharing it. And so the Renaissance is this revival of this arts-based, cultural-based, like rich, expressive, connective way of life, based in artistry, based in creation. And then the third word, our Renaissance revolution. Revolution, okay. A revolution means to overthrow a system and build something new. Okay? Who out there thinks the current system sucks? Who out there is like, wow, there's a lot wrong with this? Yes. I would not have a podcast called A Better World with Adrienne if I didn't think we should be building a better world. So we are overthrowing the current matrix. We are overthrowing a system that's out of integrity, that's out of alignment, that is straight up wrong in so many ways. And so it's ours. We're doing it together. It's a movement, Renaissance, based in artistry, based in creativity, based in mastery of being an artist of life. Like I call myself a life magician because I make magic with life. That's artistry. And then revolution, from this place of deep artistry, from this place of deep creativity and mastery of our craft, we're leading a revolution of overthrowing the current system. Okay. And it's the long game. The Age of Aquarius, Pluto's entering Aquarius. It's going to be there for 21 years. The Age of Aquarius is lasting way, 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 way longer than that. And so it's being artists for the revolution. And what is it? It's the revolution of the heart, which if you haven't listened to that podcast episode, go back and listen to it. The revolution of the heart. A heart-centered world, a better world, a world we believe in. Freedom for all people. Happiness for all people. Limitless wealth, abundance for all people. Okay? And so a revolution means we have a fucking problem with the current system because it's just morally wrong. And we don't just sit here and make memes about it. We don't sit here and say A, B, C, D, E, but then not show up. Like it's very, very apparent who's willing to put their ass on the line and be seen in their values, especially with the current genocide on Earth, which I will keep saying that boldly and clearly. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Okay. So that's fucking wrong. That is morally wrong. And we get to do something about it. And it starts at home with the renaissance within each of us as artists of life, as creators of our reality through this lens of mastering your craft, mastering your artistry. Okay. And then it leads the revolution to overthrow the current system. So we're building, basically the way I see it right now is there's the current structures and it's exposed, it's breaking, it's really, we're seeing a lot and things are breaking. Shout out to Pluto and Capricorn for dismantling so many structures. And now with Pluto and Aquarius, we get to build the structures based in the collective. Okay. So right now it's kind of like this. And if you're not watching video, my hands are like in a scale. So right now the matrix is still in way in power. And as we gradually create, gradually lead with artistry, gradually speak out, over time, it's going to flip the switch. Okay. It's the long game, this revolution. And so this is where we are in New Earth. It's our Renaissance revolution. Okay. It's not our war revolution. Okay. We're not going out there guns a-blazing. However, I will say that there may come a time in the creation of New Earth where we must, physically protect ourselves from entities of darkness. And, I don't think that's far off. Just look at the world and look at the arc of history, by the way. Some of the astrology coming in 2024 is the same as the American Revolution, is the same as World War II. And it's the Uranus return of the United States. So it's like, okay, this is the power of astrology, is being prepared. Okay. And so the revolution will require obviously the soul renaissance with artistry and magic and just music and the arts are so deeply important, and it's something that's really gotten lost, I believe, in our current society, that we're going to revive in our renaissance, and that's going to lead the revolution. Okay, so it's from a place of deep fierce love and connection and creativity that we lead this revolution. And so there's two parts that I really want to speak into in terms of our Renaissance revolution. So while you're receiving this episode, I really want you to be in the conversation with yourself and your soul and your spirit and your destiny timeline of like, okay, if we're in this Renaissance revolution together, what's my personal Renaissance? Like, what is my artistry? What is my craft? What am I going to master? What am I going to paint on the canvas of life with? And then how am I going to boldly move forward with it and advance the agenda of New Earth? That's the revolution. The revolution literally sees a system that's morally wrong and says, not on my watch, and advances for another agenda. And it's usually not popular. It's definitely not popular at the beginning. Margaret Mead said, never underestimate the power of a small group of people to change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has. So it's really important to remember this as like the masses and the people that want to stay comfortable in mediocrity will not get it, and they will throw shade at it. Okay. And we get to be mature and realize that's par for the course and stop wasting our time, in some drama story about it. It's like, okay, if I'm a leader, that's just part of it. Cool. I accept it. I move on. There's going to be some tough love coming through my channel because I really, people have gotten way too soft. People have gotten way too soft. Like, this is par for the course. So it's our Renaissance revolution. There's two parts of it that I really, really see, and I want to invite you into. So as a projector, my whole job and divine assignment and what I'm blueprinted for is to help guide the energy of the collective with more efficiency. Like, I'm here to see patterns, see systems, and guide your energy so you can move more efficiently. And the more efficiently we move, the quicker we heal, the quicker we manifest, the quicker we build a new earth, the quicker we're all, living our dharma. Okay. So there's old soul values. That's the Renaissance part. And then the revolution is the redefining success. I mean, it's not only those things, but that really is what came through. And so there's something like, people say that's old school, that's old school, that's old school. And I'm like, you know what it is? It's old soul. It's old soul. And, there are some old, quote unquote, old school values that I don't agree with. Like, I would say one of them is like, I don't know why this is the first thing that came to mind, but like people that believe in hitting their kids to discipline them. I would say that's really, really old school. And I would say that's not old soul though. That's like patriarchy, unhealed energy, just stacking more unhealed energy on another human just because they haven't taken responsibility for their life or their healing, or maybe they don't have the tools. But an old soul value are these ancient, rooted life values this is a huge part of the Renaissance, is bringing back old soul values. So if you resonate with me in my work, if you are in my community, you are an old soul. An old soul is someone who has done many, 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 many lifetimes and comes to earth with unique wisdom. Okay. I, for example, I've always been a really old soul my whole life. And the times when I wasn't really behaving that way are when I was deep in addiction and I was avoiding my pain at all costs. And so I was engaging in, I would say, young soul behavior, very immature, avoidant behavior. However, I've always been an old soul. It's the part of you that just knows. It's the ancient part of you. It's the part of you that remembers places like Lemuria, Atlantis, that maybe resonates with the Pleiades, the part of you that, maybe you just connect with Mother Earth a lot more than anybody around you, or it's the part of you that thinks different, or it's just, if you're an old soul. Okay. And if you're listening to this podcast, you're an old soul. You would not resonate with my work if you're not an old soul. And you came back in this specific lifetime to do things differently. And I keep saying to my clients, I keep saying to myself, I keep saying on this podcast is this lifetime will only be different if we do things differently. And so we're encountering a lot of similar choice points that we had in past lives. And the only way we're going to do different and not get burned to the stake and not get drowned and not have this whole AI thing take over is when we choose differently. And it's the Renaissance of old soul values. And so it's these values that are, it's morality beyond religion. It's just what we know is correct about life that people have forgotten about in this high-paced, cheap, surface level, immediate, instant gratification culture. We get to bring back these old soul values. And these are just some that I came up with. So courage. Mainstream chooses fear all day long. The old soul value of living a life that you're proud of. When you go to bed at night, you're fucking proud of who you are. You may have missed the mark, but you are proud because you did the right thing. Okay. And courage is a huge part of that. Maya Angelou said, courage is the most important value because without courage, we cannot practice any other value consistently. And she was right. Courage is the most important value. So that's an old soul value that we must bring back in the Renaissance. Another one is patience. Patience is a virtue. Okay. Immediate gratification is so childish. It's so immature. It's so like, I literally, my mind boggles. My mind boggles. Like, I would never sit down with a piano student at their first lesson and expect them to know everything about piano and have it mastered right away. No, that's called immaturity. That's there's no other way to slice it. And what's happened is this programming that we should just have whatever we want right when we want it. Well, patience is a virtue. And the thing is, good things take time. Overnight success is not a thing, and self-made is a lie. Everybody has doors open for them. Everybody has journeys. You have no idea. Like, a lot of people have seen me as a very, very quick success. And in some ways it has been quick, but what people don't realize is that, I just posted on social media the other day about how I struggled with substance abuse for 10 years of my life. So people see me now and they're like, oh, wow, you've done so much so young. And like, you only started your business at this time and you've achieved all these goals. And yes, I've done that. I'm proud of that. I know that I'm rare and awesome. I also know that I spent 10 years from age 14 to 24 in deep addiction. And then in 24, I finally got real with myself. I finally stopped lying to myself. I finally faced my own demons, okay? And I did a lot of work. And then, 5 years later, when I started my business, things popped off, but nobody saw, the nights where I cried myself to sleep, the times where I did slip up and black out on accident, after, like without even realizing it. Okay. People didn't see that. People saw me start a business and achieve quote unquote, overnight success. But it's like, there's a compound interest of healing and the journey and the path of mastery. Patience. Give yourself patience. Love's an old soul value. Love all people no matter what. You don't need to love their behavior. You don't need to respect their behavior. But you must love their soul, because they are you and you are them. And we are all cut from the cloth of source. Family, Ohana. I'm learning so much about this on Maui. The human family is an old soul value. So seeing people in Gaza, in the Middle East, in what they're experiencing, and not feeling that is a new false way of life. We're connected. We're family. And just because they might not look like you, just because they might not talk like you, just because you might not even agree with the way that they do life, they're still our family. And this is very Age of Aquarius. So integrity means you're doing the correct thing. You're doing the right thing. Okay. There's obvious right and wrong. Okay. One clear example is murder. It's right. It's wrong. It's wrong. I mean, I could go to venture, like, if you're in self-defense, like maybe, that's a whole other podcast, whole other conversation, but like, integrity is just like having deep integrity between you and your creator. That's it. That's the old soul value. Because most people walk through their days and they're deeply out of integrity with themselves. And so they're automatically out of integrity with every single other part of life. So they can't manifest jack shit for their soul purpose because they're not even good with them yet. You know what I'm saying? And then integrity for how we engage with life. Like, this has a lot to do with standards. Okay. Mastery, learning, service, faith. If you're here, you have faith. Faith is an old soul value we get to bring back. Being, what's the word I'm seeking? Jaded. Being jaded is a cop out. Is a cop out for life. Is, our natural state is belief, is faith, because that's the inner child. And so people have this jaded way of life because and pretending they don't care or pretending things aren't possible, because then they're not on the hook for it. Then they don't have the responsibility of moving through whatever they need to move through to make those possibilities real. Faith. Discipline is an old soul value. Discipline for daily practice, daily habit building, daily ritual, daily showing up to master your craft, discipline of your mind, discipline with your money, discipline of what you allow yourself to consume. Just it's huge. Justice, joy, honesty. Imagine the world if nobody lied to themselves first and foremost. I just had an experience where I realized someone was lying that I was doing business with. And it wasn't my like business, like my LLC or anything, but it was someone that I was doing business with in my personal life. And I realized that they lied. And I was just like, I don't do business with people that lie. And then I pivoted and created a new solution for that situation. But it's like, wow, people lie. And, it really is a moment to reflect with yourself, is like, where am I lying to myself? And then like not allowing that. That's an old soul value. And then endurance is another one I thought of. But like, these are just some ideas for you to think about of like with the Renaissance is, what old soul values are you bringing back? What matters to you? And what do we get to make the new normal for New Earth with these old soul values? And then with the revolution, we are redefining success. We are redefining success, okay? And this is very tied with Capricorn energy. So we are in Capricorn season. Capricorn is the first and foremost power placement for new earth creation. Why? Because it's cardinal earth. Cardinal is leadership. They go first, and it's earth and the earthly plane. It's leadership on earth. It's success. It's a legacy. It's building. It's scaling a mountain that most people won't even entertain, let alone climb. And it's the mountain goat. Okay? It scales that shit. It's discipline. It's a long-term legacy. It's success. And so we're redefining success. Okay. We are here to rewrite the arc of history. And so historically, success has been, oh, I go to college, or I go to an amazing college. I meet my partner. I get married. We have kids. They go to college. I work the same job for 30 years. And then I retire to Florida. I'm just saying that because I'm from the Midwest in the US, and that's literally like the whole programming is like I check all these boxes and then I move to Florida and basically slowly die there. And I'm not being dramatic. That's literally what people do. And it's, we get to redefine success. And success doesn't mean, like, for me, I'm a very driven person. In human design, my signature is success. Like, I'm here to be successful. Okay. And so, but we get to redefine what that means. And for me, for a long time, this is just an example of be like the hustle. Like, if I'm hustling, if I'm getting these gigs, if I'm doing this and this and this and this, like then I'm successful. But I'm rewriting the whole script, especially since moving to Maui. I'm like, what does success mean to me? Success is a feeling. It's a feeling in my life of abundance, of magic, of connection, of joy, of course, of wealth and impact and being fully resourced. But it's like What does success mean to me is, you know what success is? Living as the real me and making an impact because of it. That's what success is to me. It's not burnout, because I used to wear burnout as a badge of honor. I'll be like, oh my God, I'm such a good person. I'm so burnt out. Like I didn't actually consciously say that to myself, but that was the programming, and that's the programming of where I grew up. That's the programming of a lot of classical music, and the whole broke healer paradigm. It's like, oh, I'm such a good person, I don't charge for my spiritual gifts. And it's like, actually, it's deeply unholy to stay broke. So we're really redefining success for the whole world. Harmony instead of hustle, okay? Quantum wealth instead of trading time for money. The wealthy mystic versus the broke healer. We're redefining success in all these different ways. And so it's really moving from this patriarchal, over masculine definition of success back to the matriarch, back to the connection to Mother Earth, where, abundance, nourishment, fertility, connection, care, all of that comes first. And it's not like we're not going to be successful or stack mad cash or, create goals and visions and architect. All of that's very masculine. And, that's my superpowers. A lot are with masculine energy, but it's really redefining success for us, for each of us. And it all comes back to the Renaissance revolution. And so the revolution is redefining success, and it's a collective of self-actualized individuals. Okay. It's not, only the collective or only the individual. It's both. We have an amazing collective when we have a collective full of self-actualized individuals. Okay. So redefining success, especially during Capricorn season, which rules success, I invite you to reflect on how you're redefining success, how you're rewriting your script, how you're rewriting the arc of history for yourself, for your family, for your bloodline, for all your past lives, for your industry, for your craft. What does success mean to you? What does success mean to a new earth? This is a question I ask my clients a lot, is what does success look like? And then measure it, right? Because if we can't measure it, if we don't measure it, we can't move it. All right. And a lot of people set really vague goals, and it's a low-key way to avoid them. Got to be specific if you want to change your life, if you want to change the world. So this is today's download. It is our Renaissance revolution. It's happening now. And it has everything to do with old soul values and redefining success. Okay. So I invite you to take this and run with it. I would love for you to reflect on this, and I would love for you to just join me in this audacious architecture and carrying out of our Renaissance revolution. It's time, my loves. It's a new year. It's also Capricorn season, and it's time to build shit that matters. And this is what we're building together. So thank you so much for listening. I would love to hear what landed for you. Please tag me in your Instagram stories at I am Adrienne. Write a review of the podcast. That really, really helps the podcast. And it literally takes like 1 minute. So if you haven't done that yet, please do that. If you want to dive deeper into this work with me, if this podcast changes your life, just imagine what will happen if you come to one of my masterclasses. Just imagine what would happen if you became my one-on-one client. Just imagine what would happen if you joined my mastermind for 2024. Okay. Like, this podcast is literally just a small window of This is like showing you what's possible and giving your mind ideas. When you truly embody it and start living it and changing your life when you enter transformative containers. So I have some invitations for you, 2 very specific invitations. So I am leading a masterclass called Calendar Command in January. And this is a 2-hour transformation for you to gain command of your time, reclaim your days, reclaim your agenda, and protect your dream this year. Too many people give their power to the scroll. Too many people mismanage their time. Too many people live their days in distraction, in drama, in allowing people to hijack their days and not executing tasks that will move the needle forward. So I'm teaching my whole system. We're doing breath work so you feel safe carrying out the structure of Calendar Command. So I really invite you to come to this masterclass. You can either get it a la carte, or if you want to join 3D Moves, which is my signature program, it's going to be added as a core module in that program. So if you're already in 3D Moves, you get it as a fun gift. So yay, congratulations. You're going to get all the Zoom links and invites. So go to the link in the show notes and join that. If you want to master your time management and stop wasting your days and start living them with precision and creation, okay, for our Renaissance Revolution in 2024. So the link to that is in the show notes. The other invitation I have for you is to join my mastermind, Capricorn Council. So I'm leading a 6-month mastermind starting at the end of January 2024 called Capricorn Council. This is an intimate cohort of spiritual leaders who are committed to the long game. And it's based in endurance. It's based in discipline. It's based in astrology. It's based in embodying all of these Capricorn qualities. So I'm really feeling it's going to be around 5 people in the space. It's application only. And this is for you if you want to level up in community, if you want to come together and talk about the patterns you see in the collective and how to share your gifts. If you want to be like, if you want a cohort of people who are ready to build with you, if you are sick of being the person who's like always around other people who are not doing as well as you're doing, who are not building shit, who always say things and never do them, like it's time to level up your community. And this mastermind is for you. It's for mystics who are ready to build their vision, and especially based in the Capricorn qualities. So go to the link in the show notes and apply. I can't wait to receive your application and drop in with you if this is you. So yeah, take action. Welcome to our Renaissance Revolution. It is the revival of old soul values, and it is redefining success and truly architecting a new earth. I love you so much. Go out there, have an amazing day. Make moves. Make moves. Let this podcast change your life. Tell someone you love about this episode and share it with them. Go make a stranger smile, because it can change so much more than you ever thought possible. Love yourself more. Be kinder to you and others. Choose long-term vision over short-term comfort. I love you so much. I believe in you. I believe in a better world. I believe in our Renaissance Revolution. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.